We are here for the fourth game. Sabres, Senators. By all accounts, it's going to be a desperate showdown. The Sabres desperately needing something positive to go their way. The Senators coming in also needing something positive to go their way. Although they did win their opener, it's been really tough since. They've had a lot of trouble keeping pucks out of their own goal. So it's something to be mindful of. As we head in this one, you have the Sabres who can't score and the Senators who can't stop scoring. So it should be a really interesting matchup in this one. I gotta mute that. Okay. Is it a special presentation, Buffalo? I don't know. Is it special? That's a good question. I'm just trying to write my lines out here so that I can follow this game. They were real secretive with the lineups today. They're treating this like a full-on must-win scenario, which honestly for the Sabres it is a must-win scenario. But still, makes it hard to keep track when I have to write down the lineups right at the game time. He is playing, and interesting, and Kulich is in the lineup tonight, but Kulich is in the lineup as a winger on the fourth line, so he couldn't go all the way and scratch him. What he could do is he could take Dunn out of the lineup and put Kulich in literally the last spot in the lineup. But they're going to have to do something. They're going to have to change something. They're going to have to get something going. I do not think Kulich is the problem. I don't exactly know why he's getting doghoused, but I guess he's the only guy they can doghouse right now without upsetting everybody. McLeod is the one who would be in my doghouse if I was coaching, but maybe that's why I'm not coaching. The real reason I'm not coaching is I'm not actually good at hockey. It's pretty simple. So that's the Sabres lineup I got written down. I just got to get the Senators lineup pulled out here. But it's real interesting that Kulich is playing, but just in that bottom role. It's like they couldn't go the full way and bench him. Maybe Ruff thought that's a little bit too far. Maybe the intention wasn't. It's like, oh, maybe I can't actually do that. Maybe that'll destroy his confidence. I think maybe someone talked him down from that position of that effect it could have on a young player. The good news is Benson is back in the lineup, right? Playing top line with Thompson and Tuck. For the Sabres, McLeod, Doan, and Zucker are the second line. Third line is Krebs, Danforth, Quinn. Fourth line is Kozak, Malenstein, Kulich. And then the defensive pairings, top pairing, Byram, Dahlin. Second pairing, Power, Timmins. Third pairing, Johnson, Bryson, and Lyon is in goal in this one. It's going to be interesting as well to see how the Senators react. Obviously, losing Tkachuk is really, really tough. So what do they do? They're relying heavily on Shane Pinto these days. Pinto has the 4 goals. They don't have a lot in the way of secondary scoring beyond Pinto. He's just kind of hot right now. He's not someone who's going to be a massive goal scorer for them. Sabres fans have been talking. They're real scared that Dylan Cousins is going to come out and put us to the sword, given our history with him. That's fair to worry about, but he also leads the Senators in minus right now with a -4. So it's not as if he's having a great start to the year either. But I do think the Greg Pinto Giroux line is really interesting. Claude Giroux, the ageless one for Ottawa, still playing at 36 or 37 years old. Ottawa's an interesting mix of kind of old and young. But right now they have a lot more old, I would say, at their bottom lines, and their top lines tend to be a bit younger. Hey Justin, what's up? How are you today? Hopefully we get something good going for the Sabres today. So I just still playing with the lineups here. A little bit late to get rolling today. That's Go Sabres. Yeah, that's right. We need to have it. We need to have something today, right? We can't go in and lose again, right? There's been a lot of speculation what losing this game would mean, what starting 0-4 would mean. It would be the first time I learned it'd be the first time in Sabres history that we started 0-4-0, no points in the first 4 games if we lose this one. So let's try to avoid that eventuality here. Pinto, 12. Stitz, 18. I'm really not as familiar as I should be with the with the Senators lineup here, so first time you face a team, always a little tough to get it organized. All right. Okay, should be good to go then. One thing I thought was really interesting, so we see that Kulich is going to play as the 4th line right wing, which I find very interesting. The interesting thing was in Lindy Ruff's pregame press conference, he said that he had talked to numerous guys on the team, but the one guy he said he didn't directly talk to was Kulich, the guy who he put on the 5th line yesterday and the guy who is playing the 4th line today. Yeah, I know Tkachuk is out. So that really hurts the Senators in a lot of ways. But I just find it interesting that the coach, right? The guy that you're kind of putting in the doghouse over the way this has started, and Kulich I don't think is the one who's most deserving of that treatment, is the one you don't talk to directly. I just find that interesting. It's not a criticism. It's just interesting. Other guys like McLeod, he says he talked to them directly. I don't know what kind of impact that's even going to have at this point. If it has any impact at all. Like MSG highlighting Alex Lyon, so he's played very well. Ottawa going with Merelainen tonight, which I don't blame them. Olmark's been really, really bad to start the year. I don't think they've helped him very much, but you can't say anything about a .847 save percentage, which is what I believe it is right now for him. So hopefully we get the boots on tonight, and hopefully we can play some type of game. But I don't have a great deal of confidence. Why would you have confidence after these first 3 games? But if there's any game they're going to win here in this stretch, this is the one. But if you don't win this game, it can get dark very quickly with what's coming down the stretch with the Montreal and, well, Florida is next, then Montreal, then it's basically the whole division, and the whole division is brutal. So Florida, Montreal, Detroit, Toronto are the 5 games after this. So you don't win this one, you're setting yourselves up for quite a slide potentially. It'll be interesting to see if all the talk is going to lead to better effort tonight. Actually, it looks to me like, obviously the top level is not full, but at least the bottom bowl isn't empty. I mean, what it comes down to is that nobody can do this for these guys. We can talk about the coaches, we can talk about the general manager, we can talk about the ownership. At the end of the day, though, these are the guys who are on the ice, and whether they should be on the ice or not is up for debate, but there's no reason not to give effort. You can be frustrated with the team, you can be frustrated with the organization, but there's no reason not to go out there and play your best every time. So, I think that's all we really want to see. I think if they do that, there is some talent on this roster, but they cannot continue to play the way they've played. Yeah, that's what we need. We need something like that, Wayne. We need like a 5-2 win. I think, yeah, 4 or 5 goals is what we need. Try to break out of this offensive funk that we're in. Give them some confidence, too. I think if they start scoring just the way they're wired, I think if they start scoring, they'll start playing. Ideally, you'd like it to go the opposite way. You'd like them to play and then score. But I think the way these kids are wired, they have to score first to get into the game, which is not ideal. But I do think it's the way they are. So, hoping for a good result. Don't know what we're going to get. Hey, Mossy, how's it going? Hope you finally shook off that cold. All right. Well, I'm ready to get this show on the road. Had enough thinking about this one for a while. Yeah, maybe your cold was the thing that was holding him back. It's just going to blame your cold for everything. I think we need to come out. We need to get a good start. I think if we give up the first goal, that could be a problem. The first goal, I think, is going to be very, very, very important. That's like the most cliche thing you can say, but I think in this case, it's true. Game is underway. And they start with the bottom line again. Kulik, Kozak, and Malenstein out there. Puck goes behind the net where the Sabres pick it up. The Senators pick it up, and they work it out of the zone. Senators in some nice threads tonight as they get a shot in, which is wide of the goal. Byram picks it up, and they try to work it out of the zone. They can't quite do it, but the Senators were changing, not able to press the attack. Dahlin slows it down. And they're able to work it out to Byram. Byram dumps it in from center. Merilainen holds it, sticks it down. The Senators are up and away, kind of lose their footing coming into the offensive zone. Tuck is trying to stick his man, and now Thompson lets his man go by, goes to the back of the net, where Power holds him up. And the Sabres are not able to win control of the puck. As Ottawa continues to work it around the net. Shot from the point comes in. Rebound. Oh, dangerous rebound. Fortunately, Stützle not able to get a stick on it. And Sabres survive. That would have been pretty much the biggest disaster you could possibly write if the Senators had been able to score that goal. I'm at 18:36 in the first period right now. 18:34 with the stoppage. So the keys to the game, according to MSG, are what? Aggressive physical play in the offensive zone. Defense needs to get up ice, and power play. Can't disagree with that. So Senators have the puck, work it. Well, not really work it because it's tied up on the wall there. Zucker's able to tie it up. And good job there by Byram to work his man down and try to get control of the puck. Now they break it into the zone. Dump it into the zone, rather. Sabres actually trying to get a little bit of a forecheck there, but they're not able to control the puck. Still no control of the puck. McLeod's able to knock it away, and he just sends it down ice. 18:03 to go as the Senators bring it behind their net and work it out. And now across center ice. and into the zone. Shot goes wide of the goal. Rebound chance is blocked off. Senators retain possession. 17:50 to go. Shot from the point goes wide of the goal. Senators are really just not really getting quality chances, but they are holding the puck. Sabres have had no possession so far. This feels a lot like what we've seen already. The last 3 games, for the most part. Puck goes in off of Danforth, who takes it into the wall, but loses the puck right away. Senators work it out once again. We're not even getting in a position where we can even start our checks, because the puck is gone by the time we even get in a position to do anything, generally. Senators have it at the blue line. Shot in from the point, gets blocked. They haven't gotten anything through so far, or anything really on goal yet, which is something. Malenstein here with the puck. Fourth line back out there again in short order. I guess not very impressed with the top line's efforts. Timmins works it over to, I believe that's Power. Short shot in is blocked off. And good job back checking there to keep it in the offensive zone, but it went out of the zone. I believe that was Kozak. Good job trying to keep it in. Fourth line has had the energy. Everyone else has just been skating around so far. Now what you want to see, it's not been what we wanted to this point, but 16:46 to go, long way to go. But they just don't have any possession so far. So Sabres rare face-off win there, and they dump it into the zone. It is held by Byram to Thompson at the point. Shot goes wide of the goal. And a low percentage chance. Thompson able to keep it in the zone, though. They're able to work it around and out of the zone. Too much, not enough possession. They try to get rid of it as soon as they have the puck. Chance in, save made by Lyon. Pretty good chance there. What is that? Chapacity? I think so. I hope Tuck gets a goal. I hope Tuck gets something. I hope if he does get something, I hope that will help spark his energy a little bit. I don't think he's quite been skating enough here in the early season. He's done well on the penalty kill. That seems to be the time he's woken up. But 5-on-5, he hasn't really been very engaged in the play, I guess you'd say. The Doan line is out there now. Doan, McLeod, and Zucker. McLeod tries to bring it in the zone, but he gets knocked off the puck. And Ottawa tries to turn it about here. Doan able to strip the puck away. Good job. And now Zucker brings it in, takes a check, and he loses the puck. Senators try to work it out to center, and they do. From the circle there, they work it behind the net now. And back out front, good chance from the high slot. It was blocked off and put out to center ice there by Timmins and sent down. Ottawa will reset the play. They're leading in shots 2-0, 15:33 to go here in the first period. Good play there by Johnson to get in the way of that puck and take it, as the Sabres are starting to get a little bit more forecheck, but they're not getting it deep enough where they're having much impact. And there's a little pass in front that goes offline, a little bit more dangerous than you would have liked. And now 15:08 to go. Ottawa works it back in their own end. Sabres just have had no puck possession so far. It's tough to do anything when you don't have the puck. Yeah, Johnson has looked all right when he's been out there. I think he's gotten, first game maybe was a little tough at times, but he's done some nice things. Ottawa, 14:44 to go in the offensive zone, work it around the point, back to the top of the blue line. Malenstein trying to work it away. And looking at the left circle. And Kozak with a good little takeaway there, able to tie it up along the wall. And Malenstein works it. Hey, there you go, fourth line. That's the way. Fourth line, the only line that has had any sort of resistance to what Ottawa's been trying to do. Byram engages physically, and they're able to take the puck away, work it out, but can't connect with anybody, and that's going to go all the way down the ice. But it wasn't icing, as it was off a Senator. Marilinen plays it. Tuck, there you go, Tuck. He's trying to get involved physically. The puck gets sent down ice for an icing. So good job. Alex Tuck there got involved. He forced a bad pass from the Senators, which allowed for that icing to be called. So 14:01. I think we're getting the first commercial break here. Sabres are without a shot to this point. They've looked a bit more engaged, but no puck possession so far. No break yet. No commercial. Still 14:01 to go. Just a long stoppage. Face-off is won by Ottawa. Tied up in the zone there by Tuck, and Senators break it out of the zone. But not very far, as the pass is intercepted, and then the Sabres are able to take possession in their own zone. Dahlin to Tuck. Tuck over passes Thompson, and that's going to be an icing call. Just missed the pass to Tage Thompson. 13:41 to go. Face-off will go back down to the other side. Ruff looks a little bit frustrated. He has not exactly shown much in the way of emotion there, but he does look like a man who's just kind of done with everything to this point. And, that's part of the problem. Everybody on this team looks like they're about done with everything right now. Sabres win the draw. Bryson works it. Thompson able to push it into the neutral zone, but they lose possession. Senators lose possession as they try to bring it in. Dahlin has it behind the net, but he is being worked over by two Senators, and there is a penalty being called. Got a little too aggressive there with the stick, and it looks like the Sabres will be going for their first power play of the night. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it can't be any worse than how we've started, so at least it might give us the chance to possess the puck a little bit. Gotta hope. Yeah, oh no, a power play. Well, at least we'll get it after a break. 13:24 to go in the first. Sabres will have a power play when they come back from commercial. Hopefully they've figured out something on the power play. I believe to this point this year, they're averaging about a shot on the power play. A shot per power play, I should say. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. But yeah, let's get our first lead and first power play goal. We got to do something to shift the momentum of this game, because right now we're doing way too much chasing. We still look out of sync. We still can't connect on any passes. Well, just because it's predictable doesn't mean they're not going to try it, Aussie. I mean, that's all they look for. They only look for a Tage one-timer. That's pretty much the only thing this power play has eyes for, and that's why it's so easy to stop. I think they got to find another angle of attack on the power play. If they find another angle of attack they have a legitimate shot to score. But if it's just let's try to set up Thompson, it's easy to stop if you just have one focal point. Yeah, because again, when he gets the puck, generally he's not in the part of the ice where that one-timer is going to be super effective. And they're not going to make it easy for us to let it happen. Everybody's watching that. When you watch the Capitals back when Ovechkin was actually Ovechkin, when he was actually fast, the power play was just get the puck to Ovechkin and have him shoot. Everyone knew that was what was going to happen, but when they were most effective, it's when they had other guys who were able to move around. We're kind of in the same boat. Thompson really fills that role, but you need someone from the opposite wing to pose a threat as well, and you need to cycle the puck a little bit in order to set that up. We haven't been able to cycle the puck on the power play at all this year. Power play line, as we are back to action about here. So Thompson going to take this draw. Doan is out there as well. Yeah, I understand, but we got to find a new way now that Norris isn't there. Dahlin wins. Dahlin with the puck. In. Shot down low. Pass down low by Benson. Zucker has it. Goes back to the point. Dahlin to Benson. To Dahlin. Shot deflected onto Merelainen. He makes his first save of the night. At least we got a shot. And we didn't lose possession out of the zone. 1:43 to go on the power play. 13:06 to go in the period. Zucker, good job out front. He was in position for the deflection. He just couldn't quite get to it. Or if he did get to it, it just went right into the chest of Merelainen. So let's see what we can do here. They're going to toss Thompson. Doan's going to step in now. And the draw is won by Ottawa, and they're able to work it out of the zone. Sabres are going to have to reset here. They're showing on the scoreboard Ottawa has the 29th ranked penalty kill, and we have the 32nd ranked power play. So you'd want something to give on this one, but Dahlin turns it over right as he comes into the zone, and Ottawa is in with a chance, but they're not able to get a shot on goal, but it's bad enough that they gave up that sort of rush already. So, puck is flicked to Thompson. Thompson behind the net. Try to set up again. Dahlin shot. Save made. Rebound. They cannot get to it. And it is sent out of the zone. But 2 shots on the power play. Probably a season high at this point. I think there was one maybe where we had 3. I believe that was maybe the first one of the year there against New York way back when. That feels like a long time ago. Thompson brings it into the zone. 12:08 to go. Thompson back to the point. Shot. Down low, chance, another pass, and it is blocked. They score? It's in! Did not see that, but that's a goal. Sabres in front, 1-0. How do you like that? Maybe a bounce? Was that Jack Quinn? Gonna get credit for it? Of all people, what happened? So I thought it's gonna be a typical overpass. Oh my goodness. It wasn't Quinn doesn't get... What? It's going to be Quinn. He gets the shot. It bounces off the back wall, off Merelainen, and into the goal. Sabres in front, 1-0. We're not giving that back. That's our first power play goal of the season. Confusion reigns. Are you kidding me? Well, hey, we'll take that. Jack Quinn will take that too. Oh, I thought that was just going to be a typical overpass and don't score. Wow. All right, hey, our first lead of the season comes off that. Well, I tell you, if you're Ottawa too, you have to start thinking like maybe we're cursed at this point. We can't keep the puck out of our net. Even the glass is scoring on us. But if you're the Sabres, you got to press your advantage now. You got to go. And good idea to put the 4th line out there again to bring that energy, because you know they'll bring it. Power comes in on a pinch, battling for it, and he's still battling. He needs a little bit of help, but he just forces it out to the center where it is taken by the Senators. Puck goes down. Icing is waved off as McLeod is going to get to it. As the Sabres from behind their own net pass up to center ice, and a little bit far for Doan. It was not a terrible idea. Senators bring it in, and then they have to send it back around and out. They're really trying to get these long center ice passes right now as Ottawa. Shot here, comes in, save made. Lyon, good save. The first time Alex Lyon has had really a clean chance on him, and he was able to make the save there. 10:37 to go. Sabres in front 1-0 on the weirdest goal you'll ever see. But hopefully that's what we need to get our season on track. Can't complain about. We're never going to complain about puck luck. That's for sure. Face off in the zone. They toss the Senator and bring in another Senator. Drop it. Okay, it was dropped. No, it wasn't dropped. Apparently, this guy cannot drop the puck to save his life. So they toss Krebs. So now both guys have been tossed at this point. So now Kulik comes in. And the draw is won. Have they... Well, now it's Kulik, Krebs, and Quinn out there. Shot down low, and oh, good chance. Pass was down to Quinn, but the Senator is able to stick it away. Senators bring it up ice now. And shot comes in, screened, but goes wide of the goal, fortunately. There's no way Lyon saw that. Senators again try to work it down low. They try to work it around to the point. Shot flutters in. Now the two Sabres ran into each other. Did Johnson and Bryson. And not able to take control of the puck. Shot in again. Stick to side. Ottawa with a lot of zone time. Now that's sticked away by Quinn. But they're going to call a penalty here on Buffalo. So the Sabres kill is going to have to get some work in here as well. Is not what you want to see. You don't want to see after a goal, especially a lucky goal like that. The Sabres are not pressing their advantage. They're kind of still playing back. 9:51 to go. We head to commercial. Sabres in front 1-0. Been rare to say that this year. Actually, it's the first time we can say they've been in front. I cannot get over that goal. I mean, we see a lot of weird goals, but I've never seen one just come cleanly off the back wall and then back off the back of the goaltender and in. Maybe that's the new scoring strategy. But again, I feel if you're unable to take advantage of this now, like if the Sabres are unable to take advantage of that luck, it's hey man, like the pinball wizard, hey, whatever gets the puck in the net at this point, we're going to take. Gotta love it though. Like I say, hopefully that sparks something. Hopefully that takes a little bit of the pressure off. They realize you don't need to have the perfect chance. Just go for it. Yeah, that was a bit of a high. Yeah, you can't really ignore that on the part of Johnson. He's trying to play physical in front of the net, but that's a little bit much. Now, don't put that graphic up there, MSG. One of the 4 teams this season yet to surrender a power play goal. We're certainly cursed now. Rangers, Bruins, Panthers, the other teams. That's actually... It is all Atlantic Division teams except for the Rangers. That's actually wild. Well, the Atlantic Division is a really, really tough division. So, Malenstein and Danforth out there with Timmins and Power on the kill. Ottawa tries to work it around the zone here. They get it down low to the circle, to the point, back to the circle, and to the high slot, and it's sticked away. Sabres cannot get onto it to get a clear. And then shot down low. Rebound is still loose. Trying to still jam away at it, and they blow it dead. Don't know if it was covered. Good job by the Sabres to hold up in front of the goal and give Lyon a chance to get on the puck. Again, at this one, they got good wide position, and they had a man down low. I don't think Lyon ever found it. I think it just got held up in front of the downed Senator there, in front of Griggs. So, from now, minute 22 to go on the power play. 19:13 to go in the period. Draw one by Ottawa. Bring it in. High slot chance, and it's sticked away by the Sabres, and they cannot get it out of the zone. Could McLeod. He got tied up in a puck battle, and it is eventually worked out of the zone. Good job there by Buffalo. Minute 5 to go on the power play for Ottawa. 8:51 to go in the game as they get it into the zone. Sticked away. Tuck is able to pick it up, and he shoots it down ice off of Merilainen for Ottawa. And the Senators regroup and reset. They're across the red line. They drop it. It's going to kind of try to give a different angle to their attack, but they can't get into the zone. Danforth is able to get control of the puck. Dahlin sticked it away, and Danforth able to carry it into the Ottawa defensive zone where they have to regroup. And that's cleared right away. So good job. Ottawa having a tough time getting into the zone on the power play. Looks kind of like one of our power plays so far. But the Sabres thus far holding up. 15 seconds to go. Ottawa brings it in. Does kind of a dump and chase to himself. And the puck is taken away by Buffalo. McLeod and Tuch, potential 2-on-1 brewing here. McLeod has to turn away. He didn't really have his man beat. And the penalty is killed, and the Sabres have possession of the puck. They find Timmins there, trying to get into the zone, get it deep. And now the Senators come right back down with a bit of a breakout, but not able to get possession of the puck. Timmins has it. The Sabres in their own end. Thompson going to bring it across the red line here. Thompson brings it into the zone. He loses possession of the puck. And good play to try to keep possession there by Benson. Now Benson takes it to the back wall. Forecheck trying to work a little bit. Byram holds it up inside the zone. Bryson off the back wall to the other side of the net. Nobody was there. The walls are quite springy in Buffalo this time of year, it seems. As Ottawa works it down into the zone. They have a chance in front, but it was blocked by Bryson. He didn't even know he blocked it. And then they turn it over. Shot, save, made Lyon. Good save. Good pad save. A bad turnover. Ottawa nearly had a chance there to tie this game, but Lyon was able to stick that pad out and keep it a 1-0 advantage. Puck is deflected up out of the zone. It will not be a penalty, and we'll get a stoppage. 6:39 to go here in the first period. Buffalo in front 1-0. The Sabres only have 3 shots, and the only reason one of those shots counted was because it was off the back wall. Did that puck really hit the glass? No, it did not. So it's not a deflection. The ref said that is a delay of game on Jacob Bryson. So Buffalo will be having to kill another penalty here. Not what you want to see. You're going to wear yourselves out killing penalties if you keep this up. Immediate shot, Lyon with the save. Right off the draw, quick shot. Lyon was ready for it. And we'll reset and do it again. Ottawa out shooting Buffalo 7-3 on their second power play of the night. They win the draw. Too easy to win those draws. Too clean. Shot from the top of the circle. Down low. Rebound chance. Sticked away by McLeod. McLeod has it. And he gives it away. And now Power is able to get it away. And they're able to clear the ice. Good play by Owen Power. There were 2 Senators there. But he was able to swipe the puck and clear the zone. Minute 35 to go. Ottawa doing another one of their drop passes as they hit the neutral zone. And they bring it in. Power, good check there. That's a rare sighting. In front, high slot chance. Lyon way out, but the puck went wide of the goal and out of play. Sanderson thought he had a good chance. Lyon was way out. Maybe should have looked for a pass instead of shooting, but when you get to that point, you're too committed. Wait, it was blocked, yes? Yes, it was blocked by Tuch. Good job getting in the lane there. Because I do think Lyon was not in a great position to stop that. So Tuch doesn't block that. It could be a bit of an issue. 6 minutes to play first period. Minute 22 to go on the power play. Yeah, the power hit was something to enjoy. For sure. Sabres have 7 block shots so far. They are, even if it's not translating offensively, they are doing a better job. Especially compared to what they did against Colorado. But here's a chance in. Senators down low. Good deflection away. And they clear the zone. Way to take the pass away. Way to get down and take that pass away. But I will say we're giving the Senators the center of that zone a bit too easily right now. They've responded well when it happens, but they're giving the position a bit too readily. Which I know they're killing a penalty, so it's tough, but don't love it. Senators working at around 40 seconds still on their man advantage. They go back to the point and held up there a little, but they retain possession. Work it down low. Good block there. Power got a stick on it and cleared the zone. Owen Power is having a great kill. This particular kill, he had a hit. He has 2 clearances. He took the puck away on 1. Owen Power draws a lot of criticism, but in this case, he has to get a lot of praise as well. That was really good work. And Tuck is able to deny entry into the zone. And it has McLeod with him. Tuck, a shot off. Was that off the post? Maybe off the post or off the back wall. It was close one way or the other. Now Byram into the zone. Pretty good position. Drop shot, save made. Doan had a chance. And really good looks there from Buffalo coming off of that kill. Finally, they look like they have a little bit of life in them. And they should. They've played well enough. Now, they're growing into it a bit. Now, puck goes down low. Ottawa has it in the center zone. Thompson with a bit of a hit, knocked it off balance. And then there's a big hit in there by the Senators. Clevin with the big shot. Senators win possession. Shot down low, goes to the wide of the goal. And then shot from the high slot. It's in. They score. Tie game. Yeah, I thought it was the post, but just when the Sabres looks like they're growing into the game and doing the right things, you give it this high slot chance, and it's just not being active enough in the center of the ice. I mean, like a line, it's a senator, a senator, a senator, and nobody was engaged that much there. Byram didn't do a good enough job taking away his man. He's not even close to him. Maybe that's not his man. Like, maybe that was Dahlin's guy. I don't know. But there were 3 unimpeded Senators just lined up in the middle of the ice. Like, you cannot survive that. Just when things seem to be turning a corner, mental lapse, if you want to call it, the team does that. They did that all preseason too. When they're playing well, they have a mental lapse and they give up a goal. And now we're tied 1-1 with 3:33 to go in the first period. They're showing the Tuck shot now. Yeah, oh yeah, that was Wayne. That was definitely off the post. I thought so, and then I'm like, well, maybe it was the back. Just the way it rebounded, I was like, oh, maybe that was the back wall just because it was so springy. Good glove save there by Lyon off a backhand chance. Frustrating. You know, we could have told a story at the end of this period. Even though the Sabres had been badly outshot, they had played pretty well in some respects. Defensively, they were giving the effort. But one lapse changes the narrative to the point where it's 1-1 and we're not feeling quite so good about ourselves anymore. That is a tough goal to give up. Someone's going to have to say at some point, Thompson does not look close to being right. He seems really, really frustrated in general. Like, he's not playing well. He's not in the right positions. I would have liked to have seen him try to square up the guy at the point a little bit more there. But he is not. He seems to be the guy right now. It seems like Tuck looks better tonight. Tuck looks like he's skating more. He looks like he's more engaged in the game, even 5-on-5. McLeod, I can't really tell if it's better or not so far, but Thompson does not look good. I don't know if he's frustrated, so he's pressing more, or he's thinking too much, or if he's just kind of checked out. It's tough to say at this point. But hopefully they get it together. 3:26 to go here in the first period. All right, so the situation basically is you cannot give up another goal here. You give up another goal here, I think the house of cards is going to collapse. But if you press forward and get a goal, you can still get out of this period with a lead. You can still get out of this period feeling pretty good about how you've done it, even though you've been outshot. So these last 3 minutes are really, really important to set the tone for the rest of the game, I think. Benson is able to get the puck away, comes into the zone, but no, they're onside. Senators try to regroup. Tuck comes in. He's pressing. Benson comes in. They're getting a bit of a forecheck. They work it past everyone else. Now, potentially known, they couldn't gather the puck in time. They had a chance for numbers, but they just could not get on the puck. Nobody took the puck. Everybody wanted someone else to take the puck. Thompson has the puck now in the Senators' zone. Puck is worked down low. And now they bring the forecheck a little bit. Benson has it behind the net. He's looking for someone out. Gets it to Thompson. Thompson shot from a terrible angle. That was never going to go. Like really low percentage look there. Hit the back of the net. And the puck is into the zone. Lyon sticks it a little bit to the corner. Senators try to reset with Byram. Byram up to center. And good engagement there. That's what you want to see. Kulik was engaged. He got the stick on it and able to win possession for Buffalo. Now the Sabres bring it into the zone. And okay. Pass from Krebs. Dahlin not ready for it. It could have been a disaster, but wasn't. Now Dahlin gets it into the zone. Quinn fighting for it down low. Kulik able to get the puck off of the Quinn possession win. Heavy shot from Dahlin. Bounces up in the air. Sabres, this line at least is sticking and working. Not able to win the puck, but a bit more effort there out of that Krebs, Quinn, and Kulik line. Now Danforth with Malenstein down. They try to work it in and win a puck battle. But it is ultimately won by the Senators who bring it out to center ice. But Kozak able to win it back. And big hit there on Danforth, but he stands up to it. Malenstein tries to tie up. They're just a little bit late, and a good shot there by Danforth as they try to exit the zone. Making them pay the price a little bit there for working it out. Danforth is all over the ice right now. He's just throwing himself into people. The fourth line has been really good, showing really good effort so far tonight, which is what you want to see. Really, the effort level as you go up the lines has decreased. I would say the second line is showing some good energy as well, but overall the energy's better. They just haven't had the puck. Senators drop it off. They're in the Sabres zone now. Can't get a shot away. Power and Timmins defending behind the net. Ottawa back to the point. They lose the puck. Zucker has a chance there, cannot quite stick it away to create a chance for himself, and the Senators bring it back into the zone. And a good stick work there by Timmins to knock it away. We do not have a score bug right now, so I do not know how much time is left. Pass goes in front and out of the zone. And that will do it, I believe, for the first period. Again, I don't have a score bug, so I'm guessing, but I would imagine the first period is over. Sabres did respond after the goal. They have not gone in the tank mentally. So it is 1-1 after 1. Sabres the beneficiary of a nice bounce. Ottawa leads in shots 9-3 after 1. And there's a lot in this game. There's a lot riding on this game. The Sabres are in this game. But they got to generate more offensively and they need to have more puck possession, I think is about the size of it right now. Try to find any stats I can from the first period here. Face-offs are currently 12-6 in favor of Ottawa. The Senators really, we are getting killed in the face-off circle every game this year. The only game where we were remotely close was against Boston. We still lost that, but it was at least even. But against Colorado, I think it was like we badly lost the face-offs. Tonight, 12-6. In favor of Ottawa. Hits are even, 8-8, and shots are 9-3 in favor of the Senators. Try to get some more stats here. I got to go to the actual... I really should just have this up the whole game. Yeah, Kev, I'd say the energy overall is better, right? It's just really unfortunate we gave up that goal. And the thing I'm happy about is even though we haven't really had possession of the puck, they're not giving up. They're still playing. They're still giving effort. I think in the first couple games when they didn't have possession of the puck and they're like, oh man, we can't score, they just kind of gave up a little bit. So to get possession, you have to work. The good thing, I think, when we look at statistics here, the Sabres have 9 block shots to the Senators 4. So they're getting down. They're playing much harder than what we've seen. Giveaways. Ottawa has 2 giveaways. Buffalo only 1 giveaway. Buffalo has been kind of a giveaway machine. So to only have 1 giveaway in the period is pretty good as well, I'd say. It's been a little cleaner. Like, that looks like a hockey team. Yeah, not a bad first period. Right? You'd like to have that lead. But considering we were lucky to even get that goal, I'll take it. It's better than being down 1-0. Yeah, they just got to keep going. And we're at the point now where any sign of life is a good sign of life. Any sign of life is a good sign. I'm sure it's nice for Brian Duff and Marty Biron to have something positive to talk about a little bit during the intermission. Their intermission reports have been probably a challenge to do, as bad as things have been through these first few games. See, now that's the stat that MSG just put up. That's something that for all the effort has to change. Scoring chances, they have Ottawa with 9 scoring chances, and they have Buffalo with 1 scoring chance. And I don't even know if our goal would count as a scoring chance. I guess maybe they had to count it, but... Penalty kill's been excellent. When you look at our special teams, we're 1 for 1 on the power play, and we are 2 for 2 on the penalty kill. So it's perfect special teams. Yeah, they're showing a really good sequence right now on MSG with guys just getting bodies down, getting sticks in lanes. You can build from that. You can build offense from defense. If you're not doing anything, there's no way to build up. But you can build offense out of that. Because you get confidence, you're doing the right thing defensively, and then that can translate. I'm going to try to find the event log here. I don't know if anything stands out so much from that. But you can't complain. I mean, we have to remember, we're a tuck getting that puck a little more inside the post away from being up 2-1 right now. So. But the one thing we've seen is they haven't been able to put it together for 60 minutes. They haven't been able to give like a solid 60-minute effort. So, yeah, again, Tuck's been... I'm really happy with Tuck so far in this game. He's had a couple good plays to stop chances. He had the block. He had the shot that almost went in. He's done some good stuff with his stick. Clearly, the message got through to Tuck, I think. Ruff said he met with Tuck. And I think Tuck is a stand-up guy. Like, It's obviously an awkward situation for him. A little bit being in this contract year, the team being so bad, everyone just assuming that if we're bad, he's going to be out, which I do think is potentially true. But it is also a contract year for him. So, like, he can't just assume he's going to get paid. If he doesn't play well, he's going to go somewhere at a much lesser value than what he wants. So, like, he still has to play. Yeah, dear, I think he was lost. Maybe he thought that Darlene had the guy in front and that he didn't need to, but the way they were lined up was just a straight line. I think it was just maybe they don't know where each other is, where they are positionally, you know? Like, I don't know. I'd have to look at it. Maybe a different angle can tell us. Maybe if we get an angle of the build-up before, we can figure it out. But yeah, there's a reason why Stützle's on their top line. He's a pretty tough guy to deal with. I think we're giving them the center of the ice too easily in the offensive zone. Like I noticed that on the power play, which it's fine if you're killing a penalty. Like you have to give them something. And we were still rising to the occasion and blocking, but then we got even strength, and they just had a line of Senators, and there was nobody tying anybody up. We got to do a little bit better than that. I'm hoping it wasn't on Byram, because if it was on Byram, then he's having like a terrible start to the year. Yeah. Like Krebs, there's a lot of things about Krebs' game that I really like, as far as he's willing to work, he's willing to battle, he's willing to take the puck to the boards, he's willing to try to work it around. But when he gets an open ice and he has to actually make like a real offensive decision, he really struggles with that. I don't know if it's just a lack of vision, or that's just not a part of the game he's good at. I think on any other team, Krebs is a very solid fourth line forward. Like, it just so happens he plays on this team where he has to play a bit higher than he would typically play. But he's a very useful guy to have on your team, because he'll fight and he'll go win puck battles. Just offensively, he does not have the vision or the skills or whatever you have. There's a lot of effort to like. And I've loved the fourth line tonight. The fourth line has been awesome. Probably. Like, anytime if they don't have the natural ability, you can get them somewhere as far as that. But development plays a very big role as well, I think. But he was part of the generation that gets rushed through, right? Like, Peyton Krebs, and I was just looking it up to just try to find the exact number. In his whole career, he's played 25 AHL games. This includes his time with Vegas as well. He played 7 minor league games for Vegas with Henderson, and he played 18 games with us, and then they just put him in the NHL and said, okay, you're in the NHL now. Learn. So yeah, I think if he'd had some time, but if you go back and you look at his, in the WHL, like, he was point per game player. He could get a lot of assists. He was never a goal scorer. But I simply think he hasn't learned how to pass at the professional level. I think this, maybe he hasn't. You just get dropped into the NHL and you learn how to play. It's tough. It's tough. I think more time in the AHL really would have helped him. 18 games. He had 15 points in 18 games in 2021-2022 when the Sabres decided to move him up full time. And then he went back down there for the playoffs and he played 10 games in the postseason that year and had 11 assists. So, I mean, his minor league numbers indicate that he was a point per game player there. But you just because they're a point per game player does not mean they're ready for the NHL. There's a lot of other factors you have to consider. So, yeah, Kev, I do think it had a lot to do with it because I think he just needed more time. Give him a full season. Where's the harm? Fortunately, I think we've learned how to handle our prospects a little bit better now. We're much more willing to let guys sit down there in Rochester and give them time. It's tempting to bring the really good guys up, too, because you think, oh, they can help our team right away. Like, we can look at Mertka, and I think there's a lot of people who think Mertka could help this team now, right? Like, there's a lot of people who think, ready, Mertka's better than Johnson, better than Bryson, better than Timmins. I will say, like, I know the whole cousin stuff, people are going to be, like, hyper focusing on it, obviously, because of the history, right? He's come to play tonight because what? He's 5 for 7 in the face-off circle so far. Is that true? Yeah. He's 5 for 7 on face-offs tonight. He's come to play. He has 2 shots on goal. He's only been out there 5 minutes. Like, obviously he wants this game. Does Dylan Cousins? And I don't blame him. But I think we're going to hyper-focus on it. He has not been he honestly hasn't been so good for Ottawa this year. Certainly defensively, he hasn't contributed anything. I think he was their leader in minus coming into this game. He's -4. So tonight we can look at in a vacuum because he's definitely going to get up for it. And obviously he's better than an injured player. So I don't know. All I know is that Cousins was not a very good player for us when he was here. So, but we could use him in the face-off circle. That's for sure. So one of the things I talked about coming in was Ryan McLeod in the face-off circle for us, still staying in the face-off circle because you did mention that, dear. We're losing 66 to 33%. Right now, Ryan McLeod 1 for 5 on face-offs in this game. I mean, I think I don't remember the exact number, but for the year, I think he's under 33%. I looked it up when I did the preview, but I've forgotten the number. Maybe they have it. Yeah, coming into this game, 34.1%, and now he's 1 for 5. And McLeod is just... You gotta win face-offs. Yeah, Krebs is a Sabre, I think. Thompson 3 for 5 in the face-off circle tonight. Kulik 1 for 1 in the one opportunity he got. Kozak 1 for 2. Danforth 0 for 2. Doan 0 for 1. Krebs 0 for 2. The Danforth 0 for 2. I mean, it's not enough of a sample size, but yeah, we got to be better in the face-off circle. Cousins is kicking our butt in the face-off circle, 5 for 7. And Greg as well for them, 3 for 4. Stitzel 2 for 3. Like they're all of their guys are just beating our guys. I think we can identify a weakness at center. It doesn't take an expert to say how weak we are at the center position on this team. I don't think it's overstating it to say this is probably the biggest period of the season so far. The one thing is, because Merilainen had a long break, basically, he didn't see any real chances after we got that goal. I really wonder if we can actually start testing Merilainen. I wonder how he'll respond, because he's probably still thinking about the puck that goes in off the glass. Because how can you not be? I mean, he's a professional. I'm sure he's very, very able to dump things mentally, but sometimes it gets in your head. And I'd just like to see us put a lot on him. Make him uncomfortable. Make him think a little bit. I think that could go a long way to pushing us forward here. But yeah, this is... I mean, we're in this game. We're very much in this game. We just gotta push on from here. We gotta generate some possession. We gotta generate some offense. We gotta take the pressure off, or we are gonna be worn out in the third period. The ice is gonna be so tilted against us that we're not gonna be able to hold on, I think. So it's very important that we get some offensive momentum in this period, I think. Even if the energy's good, if we're still back in our own zone and we can't get possession of the puck, we're going to be in trouble. Game is back on here. Fourth line out there. Kozak immediately in with a shot. Save made by Merilainen. And we are back to action. 19:47 to play in the second. Puck is brought in. Dahlin sends it around. Shot is blocked off but controlled still by Ottawa. Spinning away from the defense there. Ottawa just has a very patient offensive approach when they get in the zone. They're happy to work it around and take their time. Forecheck, no, they're going to call the icing here, not across the red line when they dumped it down. Danforth looks hurt as he goes to the bench. That is not great. Hopefully it's just he's stung from taking that shot. It was a good block on his part. Now you got to look at that if you're one of the top line Sabres and say, this guy just sold out. We got to do the same thing. But we cannot let that, be for no reason. Hopefully Danforth's okay. He's an important guy to have out there in the bottom six. My stream is glitching. Is it buffering or you can't hear? I don't have any indication of a problem. But if it's glitching for more than one person, please let me know here. Okay. Yeah, sometimes it just gets a little bit unstable. My computer might try to explode at some point. If there are any problems, like no sound or video gets messed up, please let me know. There's not a whole lot I can do, but I'll try to fix it as much as I can. Just let me know in the future if there's an issue. So thanks, Mossy. Thanks for letting me know. But let me know like what it is. If it's sound or if it's video or something. I don't have the most high-tech setup here. I'm basically a caveman drawing pictures on the wall. So, all right. 18:44 to go. And getting some wonkiness from the MSG feed here. Puck goes into the corner. Senators trying to... There's kind of a puck battle down low. Tuck and Dahlin. Kozak. And out of the zone. And is that icing again? Yeah, that's icing again. 18:21 to go. Be back down in the Buffaloes. Okay, that's probably what it was then, Mossy. It's all good. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. Anytime there's an issue with my side of it, please, you think it could be my side, please let me know what it is. I'll try to address it as best as I can. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, we just get hemmed in. I think we don't know how to outlet it. I think Dahlin said something in the last post game that was a little illuminating. They said they don't know who the outlet is, or they don't know where the outlet is. And that's a big hit there. Malenstein takes a pretty big shot as they're able to get the puck out and down ice. Finally, they are able to get it out of the zone. And now the Sabres, now they lost it again. So Ottawa in, pass across. Here, Stitzel around. Zetterlund has it now for Ottawa. And Stitzel is stuck away by Byram out front. It may have gone off Lyon. That may have gone off somebody else. There is a penalty being called on the Sabres. We're going to go to the kill yet again. Not what we need. They're going to wear themselves out. 17:43 to go. It'll be the third consecutive Ottawa power play. And the kills come up big so far. We're going to need them to come up big yet again. That was a bit of a save there. Tripped over Byram's stick. I don't think it was intentional. It could have been one of those where it's not intentional, but you make it look not it's intentional, but you make it look not intentional. I don't know. Danforth is back out there, which is good. Danforth, McLeod, Power, Timmins out there to try to kill this penalty. Cousins out there for Ottawa. Stitzel wins the draw. Gets it back to the point. And they work it around and held up on the half wall by Timmins. They have to throw it back to the point. And they're continuing to try to work it to the circle. But it's closed off very well. Shot from the point comes in. Rebound in the crease and out. And Danforth able to clear. Whew, too close. Too close. We cannot be in a world where we give up the next goal here. So Senators regroup. Bring it into the zone. Look how easy that entry is. Like, have we ever gotten a zone entry that easily? I know, again, we're shorthanded, but, like, gosh, even on the power play, we can't do that. Senators from the point, now from the circle, and they pass it out of the zone. They overpassed themselves there, and minute 7 to go on the power play, 16:47 to go in the period. A little bit of checking there. They have to give the puck down. Lyon to Timmins. Timmins tries to chip it out of the zone, can't do it. Big hit there by Kozak. They are putting Kozak out there on the penalty kill. From the point, down low, in front. Whoa, all by himself in front was Greg, but he did not have a great angle to try to score. He was all by himself down low. Not great defensive positioning, but Lyon was able to take care of him. And now Cousins into the zone. Cousins, and good stick there by Lyon. Cousins tries to go to the other side of the net. Lyon's off balance. They're jamming away at it. Puck is loose in front. Lyon is able to get his blocker on it. Senators are saying it was in. Batherson's saying it was in the goal. I do not believe it was in the goal. It looked to me like Lyon had his blocker on it. Blocker side hand was free, and he covered it with that. Let's take a look from the camera. We're going to finally get a camera angle here. I don't think it ever went in. So I don't exactly know what Batherson was looking at. They are going to talk about it here. Yeah, they've come out flat this period. I don't think there's any way to look at it. I don't know what they did during the intermission, but clearly it wasn't. So they're saying here where they were jamming away at it, it crossed the goal line. And then he tries to cover it here. I don't know. I don't think there's any way that that is a goal. They didn't call it a goal on the ice, and I don't see any place where it's crossed the goal line. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if someone else has a better view of it, please let me know. Now, they have ruled it a goal because in the scoreboard, they have Ottawa up 2. Oh, there it is. Yeah, no, it's a goal. Okay. Went 5-hole. It's a goal for Ottawa. Absolutely. You have to determine when they blew the whistle, but I see it now. He got his blocker hand on it, and then it got sticked 5-hole. It depends when he blew the whistle, but I don't have any sounds. So I don't know when he blew the whistle. And now Buffalo's challenging. So they ruled it a goal, and now Buffalo is challenging whether or not it is a goal. Or whether or not there was some kind of interference or something. Who knows? But the puck did cross the goal line. The ref is looking right at it and blew the whistle. But it did cross the goal line. It is a goal if that is what you're ruling. Now, if you're trying to determine when they blew the whistle, or you're trying to determine was there something else going on, I don't know, but I mean, you can argue he was interfered with, I'm pretty sure. But it feels like a desperate challenge, honestly. And it's a goal. So 2-1 Ottawa. Can't say we didn't deserve it. We weren't playing well. We gave him another power play. And we're being outshot 13-4. And honestly, we're back where we were. Like, we started off well. We got that goal. We got that lucky goal. Terrible. Yeah, I agree. That was an emotional challenge. And I don't understand. They look at it and they determine it's a goal, right? Why challenge at that point? Like, if there was something else, right? It wouldn't be a goal. It's kind of silly. Well, the Sabres better find a way to kill this penalty now. That's all there is to it. Because if they don't, they're down 3-1, and this is it. So Ottawa, once again, on the attack, on the power play. Minute 31 to go. They've just been skating it around for 30 seconds. Shot, big rebound, is cleared out of the zone, thankfully. Not too much to say at this point, honestly. Just kind of feels like crap at this point, honestly. So, Stützle, across, shot from the point, goes wide and out of play. 1:05 to go on the power play. 15:06 to go in the second period. The only thing you can say is we have time to turn this around, but this has not looked like a team that's going to turn it around thus far. And not only that, like, you wear them out too by having them go out and kill another penalty after they just tried to kill a penalty. I think you could pick, like, they're not finishing checks. Sure, they're not. they're not doing anything that resembles hockey. Like, all of the things we talk about, all the things good hockey teams talk about having to do, there's a rebound save made by Lyon, a rebound back in front, goes to the boards, and it's out of play. All of the things you talk about good hockey teams doing, it is not what the Sabres are doing. They can't even get the puck to center ice half the time. They don't even hit the red line with possession half the time. When they do hit the red line with possession, they aren't able to break it into the zone cleanly. I mean, how many times you can probably count on one hand the times the Sabres have broken it into the offensive zone cleanly this year through 4 games. Shot save made Lyon. He holds it. There's the whistle. Like, on the offensive side and the defensive side, they're just not playing with enough attention to detail. They don't know where guys are. They don't know where each other is. They can't win the face-off. I don't even want to look at the face-off percentages right now. That's just going to be the most depressing number ever, right? Like, I'm going to pull it up just because I like to depress myself, but look, it's a fine line in hockey between playing well and playing badly. But on almost every area, the Sabres are on the bad side of the line right now. Puck is cleared out to center. 24 seconds to go on this power play. 14:23 to go. In, down low, shot save, made Lyon. Good save, good stick to the corner. At the moment, and as we've seen too often, he's the only one really playing at the moment. Dahlin with a check. Puck goes up ice. And did they just call Tuck? Oh my God, the parade continues. They're going to go Tuck for what? Oh, wow. Oh, they're going to call this guy's stick broke. The bottom of his stick broke. And they're going to call it, I guess, that is ridiculous. Sabres will be down 2 men now. That's true. Yeah, Tuck, well, you know what? Use that frustration to get going. Use this frustration to play. Maybe you'll wake up now because you're frustrated about this. Go show, have some fight. Face-offs, for the record, are 74.1 in favor of Ottawa, 25.9 for Buffalo. That's ridiculous, too. Win this draw, Malenstein, and get a clear. They do not win the draw. They do not get a clear. They can break them down here if they want. They just keep working it deeper and deeper. Shot across, goes wide. Get out of the zone. It does not get out of the zone. And shot in wide of the goal. Minute 44 to go now on the new power play, but it's back to 5-on-4. They have a good chance in front, but good cutoff. Their power got in position to cut off that chance because he was walking in unopposed, was Cousins, but Power was able to cut him off. Good job there. Shot from the point comes in, goes wide. Oh, Mossy, don't. You're right. But you don't need to say it so bluntly. Shots are 19-4, by the way, in favor of Ottawa. Oh, but there's a chance. In front. Goes through the crease. They score! Oh, my word. What a shorthanded goal. We have no business being in this game, but finally something goes right for the Sabres. Ottawa, for once, no attention to detail, and Buffalo takes advantage. Thank goodness. Puck went through the crease. McLeod was able to finish it, and that is everything we needed. Whoa. Now we got to kill off the rest of this penalty, and we have ourselves a game. Maybe that slashing is what we needed to get this thing on track. But we still got to kill off 50 seconds here, and then it's like we got a bonus. But if you give it right back, it's not going to do very much for you. So you got to really lock in these next 40 seconds. Senators trying to work it down low. Byram able to get it, and there you go. Up, and away. There you go. Breakaway chance. McLeod in, and save made. But Sabres are going now. They can't let them come back too quick, though. Chance here for Ottawa. Shot goes wide of the goal. Do not let them do anything with the rebound. They don't. 17 seconds left. Shot from the point. Blocked. Good block. Way to sell out. Kozak clears it. And 7 seconds to go on the power play. It looks killed from this angle. 12-10 to go in the second period. We're tied at 2. Sabres being outshot 19-7 at this point, but we're tied. That is the operative word, is tied at this point. 15. I cannot do numbers. I keep getting the numbers switched around on the time. 11:50 to go. Sabres try to hold it in the zone. It comes out to center. Ottawa brings it in. Shot and sticked away. Save made by Lyon. Power sticked it to the corner. Power has actually looked really nice so far tonight. Now, a bit of a collision in the zone. Ottawa's able to regain possession in the Buffalo zone. Back to the point for Ottawa. They work it around. Shot from the point. It was not a shot. It ended up being more of a pass because the lane was taken away. Krebs and Bryson tied up. Krebs gets hit into the boards there, and no call. Zucker able to stick it ahead. Quinn tries to put some pressure on, and Ottawa gets a nice breakout pass, but it's well handled by Dahlin, who's able to avert any sort of danger there. Thompson running out. He has Dahlin with him. He has Danforth with him. Now he holds up and turns it over as Ottawa takes possession again. Tage Thompson has been really, I'd have to look at it, but I feel like he's given the puck away really cheaply thus far tonight. As there he gets back checked and loses the puck. Ottawa regains possession just across the red line, goes down low. Dahlin able to tie it up. Ottawa is still throwing the bodies out there right now. There's a hit down there by Kulik. Really kind of a weak play there as the Senator fell down very easily on the Kulik check. Hey, Luke, welcome in. Yeah, they're doing a good job keeping the game tied. They're not doing a good job at much else, but all that matters is the scoreboard, right? They are doing a good job, I'd say, defensively getting in the lane. Ottawa has had nothing but chances in this game. We've had no possession, but they've done a good job of just standing up and not stopping. Johnson a shot here. Rebound chance by Doan. He chases it around the net, finds it, works it back to the point. Is that a cycle? Shot down low. Rebound chance. They score! Alex Tuck in front. Knocks the rebound home, and Buffalo in the lead 3-2. 9:43 to go. 3 goals on 10 shots. That's efficiency, boys and girls. And that is all started because Doan doesn't stop working. Doan works it back. They actually get a cycle. There's a shot, and Tuck finds the rebound. But Josh Doan makes that happen. And, you know, he's been working all year. And finally here, it kind of pays off. Gets it to the point. Shot from the point. Rebound. Tuck. Makes no mistake. That is beautiful. And that's what we've been asking for. Sabres to the lead, up 3-2. Chapasi, you're right. You were right. You're right. We got the offense going. We got the good feelings rolling now. It just took that penalty. That slash on Tuck, I think it upset everybody. It's lit. A fire is lit now. Because at some point, your pride gets in the way. You're not going to let them screw you like this all night. A chance here. Sabres are buzzing, man. Timmins, shot, can't get it off their stick. Could power, and puck is worked out of the zone. But power, you know, and there's a back check there, trying to leave the zone as well. And now, a bit of chaos at the net front here. And Ottawa going to try to get in a bit of rough stuff to try to get some momentum. People are angry. Boy, this game has turned. This game has turned in a hurry, and couldn't be happier to see it turn. Some nice hugging going on. Power doing some wrestling. Quinn getting involved. Well, this place getting a little bit revved up now. Ottawa, I don't think if you're Buffalo, you don't want to give Ottawa the chance to get some good feelings going. So you don't want to get too engaged in the rough stuff, but oh man. 3-2. Where was this? Where was this the first 3.5 games of the year? Yeah, we finally have a good sequence going. This is what it feels like to have fun watching hockey. I'd almost forgotten. How can you not enjoy that? That was perfect. That was penalty kill work. That was rebound in front, putting it away. That's a good response. We needed a response, and we got a response, finally. He's probably more than smiling. Kevin Adams is probably just giving a little bit of a sigh of relief because the vultures were and still are very much circling. Well, Chop, I hope you get your Tage Thompson point, and I hope you get your parlay. Based on what I've seen from Tage Thompson tonight, that's the one I'd be most in question of. Well, this stretch, this Atlantic Division stretch, right? We can really fix our position if we find a way to play well here. But we got to get this one. We got to get this one first. This is the game that will hopefully set the ball rolling. If we don't get this one, then, I think it's going to keep going. Even though we're having a good time right now. Oh, there you go, Power. So that's Claude Giroux trying to just get some stuff going there. And then Owen Power responds. I like that. That's good. Power has been engaged in this game. Power has had a check. He's been really good on the penalty kill. He's standing up for himself there. He's gotten the message too. Some of these guys have gotten the message tonight. It is showing up that there's some buy-in right now. There wasn't any buy-in the first 2 games, but right now there's a little bit of buy-in happening, and it's nice to see. Dating myself here, but I remember when Claude Giroux was playing for the Philadelphia Phantoms in the American Hockey League, 2008-2009. That man's been around a long time to this point. He's done a lot, too. He's been an important player on a lot of teams. He's just a pest. All right, Buffalo. And Buffalo will have the power play here. It looks like. They have 5 out there. Ottawa has 4 out there. Unless Ottawa has is hiding a 5th person somewhere. Yeah, it is a power play. So, Buffalo, chance to go up by 2 here, which would be amazing. Dahlin to Benson. No, not Benson. Sorry, other side. Thompson. Shot goes wide of the goal. Dahlin loses it. Cannot hold it in the zone. He still has possession of the puck, but he's being worked all the way back down the ice. Now Benson has it. Ottawa keeping that man forward to kind of disrupt things. Zucker, a shot goes wide of the goal. Thompson's able to step it up, back down low. And then Doan is there, tries to tie up and win the puck. Can they keep it in? Benson was able to keep it in. Very nice keeping. Zucker has some space. He scores! 4-2, Buffalo in front on the power play. Oh, Lord, what a goal. This is fun now. Yeah, it's getting in Ottawa's head now. They've given up a ton of goals this year, and now they're like, oh my God, the Sabres have 3 goals on us it starts to build up mentally. All we had to do tonight was just get pucks on the net, and we did. Apologies for my maybe over-exuberance on that one, but it's been pent up these first few games, right? Like we got to go. And hey, 2 for 2 on the power play. Can't complain about that. If you're Marilainen, though, you're not enjoying this. You've given up 4 goals on what, 11 shots? Got to keep it going, though. Like, let this game be your outlet now. Let all the frustrations out. There it is, kept in the zone. Thompson, tuck, just shoot it. Save made rebound. Byram is there. Works it. High slot. Shot. Save made rebound. Kozak is out there. Centering at the moment. McLeod shot. Save made. Rebound chance for Tuck. And it was saved saved by Marilainen. But yeah, the Sabres are fully engaged. Remember when shots were like 20-7? Or 20 to, I don't even remember, 20-6? Shots are 20-15 right now. Buffalo has been on a run. Not just a goal-scoring run, but a chance-getting run. 7:10 to go in the second period. As Ottawa trying to desperately get something going. But yeah, if you're Buffalo, pedal to the floor now. Keep the pressure on. Kulik battling. I think he got sticked there, but... And a call is forthcoming. Buffalo's going to have another power play. Going to be probably, I think, high sticking here on Greg as he heads to the box. I mean, this game has turned. We were not 7 minutes ago. It was a funeral for our season, perhaps. And now, maybe a little bit of new life here for the Sabres. They head to the breaks, 6:48 to go. Buffalo in front 4-2. Nice to say that. Anytime you have a lead, Luke, anytime you have a lead, it's excellent. But a 2-goal lead, that's pretty good. But it's also a dangerous lead. So they have to keep it. They have to keep it on the floor. But you got to think the way Lions been playing, the way we have at least, I mean, the one thing we've been the first 3 games is solid defensively. So you got to think the way Lions been playing, the way the defense has been playing, the overall energy tonight, you got to think like we have a reasonable chance to hold up. Yeah, Zucker had the 4th goal. Well, they are going to put UPL back in the goal in the net when he's healthy. But I think what Lyon has done with his start to this year is he has made it a discussion that if UPL plays badly, that starting job is going to be maybe up for grabs. Yeah, Zucker, I don't think you can complain too much about Zucker. Like, he's fulfilled the role that he's here to fill. He's not going to be like a top offensive guy, but he's a two-way, he's a real two-way forward who can do kind of everything decently. Benson has 2 assists tonight. So we need to see offensive production from him. It's good we've seen that. On the power play here, Benson not able to keep it in. He had a really good keep-in on the previous power play, which helped, I think, lead to that opportunity. So now, Buffalo on the man advantage yet again. As they bring it into the zone. Zucker, back to the point to Dahlin. Dahlin to Thompson. They go across, have some space. Down low, they score! Zucker again! On a deflection! Sabres in front, 5-2 now. Oh my goodness! Where is this been? If you're Ottawa, you have got to be thinking, we literally cannot stop anything. They'd already given up the second highest goals against percentage in the league, and now it's probably going to be worse. 5-2 Buffalo now in front. So Doan, it's not exactly how you write up a deflection. Doan off Sanderson into Doan into Zucker's shoulder and in. The hockey gods are on our side tonight for once. And oh, Choppy, you got your parlay. That's good too. It's good for everybody right now. Yeah, you know, when you're a fan of teams that struggle, you learn to enjoy these without trying to get too big picture about it. You just enjoy good situations. So, look, there's still 25 minutes left, and we're in the modern NHL's most dangerous lead in hockey scenario, up 5-2. And we are the Buffalo Sabres, and weird stuff happens to us. But it feels pretty good right now, up 5-2. Keep the pedal down. Also, what? That makes the power play, what? Am I right? Are they 3 for 3? What kind of world is this? But when you get pucks on net and you're committed to what you're doing, and you're putting in the effort, and you're keeping pucks in, and you're cycling, and you're giving yourself chances, this stuff happens. Like, it's not. It seems like luck, but it's not magic. You make your own luck, especially in this game. Buffalo here trying to work it out. God, if you're Ottawa, you have got to be in the tank a little bit. Can't buy a stop defensively. So the Senators now working it into the zone. They do have work to do. They're down by 3, but you get 1, and it can start to go from there. You put some doubt in the opposition. If you're Buffalo, you got to keep the foot down the rest of this period. You do not let them get 1 back by the end of the period. You make them go into the intermission and think about the mountain they have to climb. So puck is worked out. Sabres have it at center ice, but they're going to have to change. And there were a bunch of guys in the offensive zone anyway, so they work back. Byram with a long pass. It gets chipped into the Ottawa zone. Ottawa trying to regroup. And Byram holds it up at center ice. And now, now everybody's getting sticks down. Everybody's getting sticks in. They're not letting clean entries. They got some goals. They feel blood in the water. They're playing now. Shot comes in. Weird rebound in front. Chance. Very nearly a goal. But it was not. And Buffalo able to get it out of the zone. Force Ottawa to change. They can reset a little bit here. But the puck went too far around the zone. Buffalo still not able to get possession of it. And with 3:51 to go in the period, Buffalo's trying to work it out. They get it over everybody. Puck is short of the line for icing, and McLeod able to kind of disrupt Ottawa's attempt to get it together. They are able to get it together and bring it across center, but it's not clean, and Power will collect the puck in the Buffalo defensive zone. Able to make a man miss there, and he goes behind the net. Sabres slowing things down a little bit, trying to just assert some control on this one, trying to kind of establish themselves defensively. But if you get a chance up front, you got to do it. Power has it. They work it down low, back to the point. Shot from the point is gloved by Merilainen, and we will have a stoppage with 3:08 to go. Buffalo now up 5-2. What a nice feeling this is. Well, we've gotten all our angst out this period, I think. And I'm glad this is happening on home ice. I'm glad that the folks there are getting a chance to enjoy and have some positivity and show the team some positivity as well. face-off situation has gotten it's basically where it was. Ottawa 65.7%, Buffalo 34.3%. That's really the only thing you can point to and complain. Ottawa has 8 giveaways right now to Buffalo's 4 giveaways. Buffalo has 15 block shots to Ottawa's 6 block shots. Buffalo's 16 hits to Ottawa's 11 hits. In every aspect, Buffalo is dictating the flow of play for the most part, except for face-offs. But it has improved since where we were about halfway through the period, when it was like 26 to like 74 in favor of Ottawa. But you want to finish this game on as much of a high as possible. But I think a lot of what we're seeing now from Buffalo is just relief. Just relief. And it's a beautiful thing. A 5-2 lead is beautiful, but a 5-2 win is better. So let's change that into a win at some point here. Draw is 1. Shot from Dahlin. Rebound chance in front. Scrambling away at it, and it is out of the zone. But a really good chance in front. Very nearly 6-2, but not quite yet. So, 2:55 to play. You would think that if Buffalo can get out of this period with this kind of lead and continue to dictate play, it'll be good. Byram chance in the offensive zone. A bunch of spinning. But not a lot of control as the puck is worked back out to center ice. But Buffalo does take control of it with Dahlin, and they bring it into the offensive zone. Kind of a nice entry there, but pass was blocked off, and Ottawa works it back the other way. Spinorama looking for someone to get the puck to. Able to work it down low across the goal mouth and back to the point. Ottawa working it around. Shot down low. Rebound is thrown at Lyon, and he's able to make the save. He was kind of not a great rebound to give up, and he was kind of falling down. But he was able to get enough of it to keep it out of the net. 2 minutes to play, and there is a stoppage. 2 minutes to play in the second period. Buffalo on top 5-2. Shots are 24-21, still in favor of Ottawa, but yeah, you have to say Buffalo has closed that shot gap. It was much, much worse in favor of the Senators. So 2 minutes to play here in the second. And you got to think that Buffalo is very close. But again, Ottawa does have some offensive firepower. Less now without Tkachuk. But they're certainly not out of it by any stretch of the imagination, so the Sabres have got to figure out how to finish here. Yeah, I think it's one of those things where, local welcome, by the way, good to see you tonight. I think it's one of those things where you get one, and the one that we got was kind of fluky, but you get one, and it just goes from there. Like you say, the pressure valve is released. Minute 22 to go here. Shot from the point comes in. Save made by Lyon. He gloves it. And now Ottawa trying to engage again in some rough stuff in front of the net. But it's broken up pretty quickly. Nothing really comes of it. Oh, that was actually when you see that shot on the replay, it got kind of deflected. It was moving as kind of a knuckleball. Lyon did a really good job to just glove it and keep control of it. With Lyon in net, I don't know if it's right to say, but if UPL was in there, I'd still feel a little bit worried. If it was last year's UPL anyway. But Lyon's been really solid to start this year. And I feel like unless we give up an insane amount of chances, he can hopefully see us through to the end of this one. But again, we got to keep going offensively. We got to spend time we spend in their zone is time that is not being spent in our zone. So We got to play with that in mind. Puck is worked to the back wall here off the draw. Dahlin as the Sabres break out. Tuck with Doan. Doan going to go to work down low. Swipes it away from the Senator. Ties it up on the wall. Tuck gets possession of it. They're still working behind the net. Tuck has it cleanly now. Works it out to Byram. Byram across to Dahlin. They work it back around. And Byram is pinching. McLeod is there to reinforce. And Dahlin has it at the point. He sends it back in. This is good. This is good. Even though we're not getting the puck, we're making them work in their own zone. This is what you want to see. Doan able to win the puck free. McLeod turns it over. You can't do that. You had a really good shift there, and you just kind of gave it away. You were building something, and unfortunate. But good work with the zone time there. Again, making Ottawa work on their own end. They cannot score goals from there. So that's what you want. Dahlin to Byram. Byram up ice. Ottawa has 12 seconds to try to get something. So you want to, that's icing, so they're not going to be able to get anything there. 8.5 to go in the second. Sabres looking pretty good right now, up 5-2. It looks like they have a good shot to get out of this period with a 3-goal lead. As much as you don't want them to be satisfied, I don't need them to score again, but I just need them to keep pressing offensively. If they get another goal, that's fantastic. So 8.5 to go. Puck is dropped. Ottawa not able to get it out of the zone. Good tie-ups there. Thompson able to get in the way. Benson able to get in the way. And that will end the period. Buffalo, really good work in that second period. They head to the locker room up 5-2. I mean, what can you say about that? That's fantastic. And they deserve the applause they're getting from the home fans. And the home fans are giving it. Like, if you play well, we're going to have your back. If you play hard, we're going to have your back. And, yeah. Good on the players. Good on the players for coming out and playing well and getting it done in that period. So we're at the second intermission now. Get to take a bit of a break. We'll look again at some of the stats here. I did cover the stats at the last stoppage, but we'll look at it again here. So as of now, shots are in favor of Ottawa 25-22. Face-off percentage, Ottawa 64.1%, Buffalo 35.9%. Obviously, Buffalo is perfect on the power play and 4 for 5 on the penalty kill. Buffalo has 22 hits to Ottawa's 13. 15 block shots to Ottawa 7. 5 giveaways. Ottawa has 10 giveaways, and the Sabres have been credited with 5 takeaways. Ottawa's been credited with 2 takeaways. The giveaways were up in that period for Buffalo, but you don't really mind it because you got goals. You don't mind giveaways when you score. I mean, I still mind them, but as long as you counteract it by getting goals, it doesn't really matter. Those mistakes don't show up when you're putting pucks in the net. So. The Sabres have scored 7 goals this year. Jason Zucker has 3 of those 7 goals. Thompson has 1 goal, not tonight. Tuck has a goal tonight. McLeod has a goal tonight. Quinn has a goal tonight, and Zucker has 3 goals. That's our offense this year. Doan has a pair of assists tonight. Benson has a pair of assists tonight. So you gotta love it. Well, if the Sabres can take this game, the next game is going to be against the Florida Panthers on Saturday. An afternoon start, 1 p.m. start. So that's a tough one. But if you win this game and you have good vibes, maybe you can take that into that game and make that a fight. And from there, Montreal and Detroit, those are two very, very important games. Buffalo's going to have to find a way to win those. And then you got to find a way to split with the Maple Leafs. And if you can do all that, if you can go 2 or 3 against the Panthers, Canadian Red Wings, and then split with the Maple Leafs, you still have a losing record overall, but you're feeling better about where you're at, and you have a lot of time then to recover. But if you do worse than that, you've dug yourself a hole that's very difficult to get out of. It all starts with this game. We got to finish this game and go from there. After the Atlantic Division gauntlet, we have the Blue Jackets and Bruins to close out the month. So you'd like to be in a position where you can make some hay there. But hopefully this game will kind of start to normalize conversations about the Sabres. We can kind of go from, are we ever going to win again, to let's actually look at some of our goals for this year. But again, we got to get through this stretch. If we win this game and then just lose the next 5 against the Atlantic Division foes, then we're done anyway. But got to win here. And then just one at a time, one period at a time, one game at a time. Take that cliche mentality all the way through. Shots in that period, that was a crazy period for shots. Yeah, no, I think the Panthers are a team you can look at and say, yeah. I mean, the Panthers are not, they have a lot of guys down. But what I would like us to see, what I would like to see is a game against Florida. I'm not saying we go win outright. It would be nice to win outright, but we got to at least find a way to get a point out of that. If we can take them to overtime, take them to a shootout, that's wonderful. I would be very pleased with that, because that would mean we could go toe-to-toe with them and fight them to the end. And then from there, you can take that momentum a bit further into the Montreal-Detroit game. Right now, at the second intermission in Detroit is beating Florida 2-1, for whatever that's worth. Appleton and Kane have goals. Marchand has the goal for Florida. Florida has 14 shots in that game through 2 periods. Yeah, the fact it's a home game for Buffalo helps. Obviously, not having to go down to Florida helps. Yep, that is our next game. Saturday, October 18th, 1 p.m. in Buffalo, we play Florida. So it's going to be a busy stretch over this next, a very important stretch over this next week and a half. But by the end of it, I think we'll know where we are for this team this year. But if we lost tonight, I think we would have. If we lost badly tonight, I would have thought we would already know where we are. And it's still looking that way halfway through the second. We've only had about 10 minutes of hope, but it was a very powerful and potent 10 minutes. Yep, and that's a trip to Montreal on Monday. And then they return home to face Detroit on Wednesday. So, there's not a lot of time to get things right if things are broken. So, there's a lot of games together in short order. These, I think Thursday and Friday are going to be very important days for this team in terms of making sure that they can prepare and sustain for this upcoming stretch, because they don't have a lot of days off, right? They play on the 18th, the 20th, the 22nd, the 24th, and the 25th. So that is what is that? I can't do the math on that, but that's basically 5 games in 7 days, right? Yeah, that's 5 games in a week. And of course the crunch comes because of the Olympic break. And every team's having to deal with it. And fortunately, most of our crunch here is at home. There's only 2 road games on that stretch where we go to Montreal on the 20th and Toronto on the 25th. So that's nice. And they're not exceptionally long road trips. So they've given us the crunch, but they've also given us the means to handle the crunch with the kind of the friendly home slate. But because it's a lot of your home games in short order, you got to win. You can't just not win those games because then, like, we have a crunch later that I always talk about that has a lot of road games involved. And that's going to be the defining point of our season if we can get it there. I'm sure they're happy on this intermission report. They have a lot of good things to talk about. I know I'm happy because I'm hoping I can finally make one of these highlight videos where I can be happy. It's been very quiet. I've been able to talk about other teams' goals a lot, not been able to talk about our goals so much. Yeah, all of these games are very, very, very critical. So, I mean, a big losing streak against your division early in the season it's not impossible to fight back from, but that's it, Luke. I mean, we're at home. We can pick up points in our division. You can't miss this opportunity. That's why it's so concerning that we were playing so badly to start the year. But hopefully this is a get-right game. Hopefully we finish this game strong, get right, get ready, and we can go on a little run here in the division and set ourselves up for what will hopefully be a nice little run. So I think it's about mentality, right? I think if you play on your back, I don't think you want to put these guys back on their back foot. Just because that's where we've been. Now, I understand there's a risk by pressing at this point. Because, what if they score? I think you want to play your normal game as much as possible. I don't think you want to put the mentality in their minds that we're going to go on the back foot, because then they're going to start the next game on the back foot. So, I want them to keep playing not aggressively, but just standard style. Their standard style already, there's a big commitment to defense. So I think that should be enough. I don't think there's a need to change anything. What do I do for work, Mossy? I work very strange times, but I do a lot of teaching or tutoring. Basically, that's my actual job. So, but you gotta hope here. Whatever happens in this third period, you gotta hope it's positive, right? So you can't say. I think they go on the back foot. They give up 2 goals. Even if they win, I think it's a failure, because at that point, you've kind of lost the momentum. So I'd like to see them come out, maybe get a goal, maybe give up a goal, but play good. Play good hockey. I know that's deep insight, but that scoring chances number is absolutely wild. Do you remember after the first period when Ottawa had 8 scoring chances or 9 scoring chances and Buffalo had 1 scoring chance? Yeah. Certainly, they need to frustrate Ottawa. I agree. I think Ottawa's already probably pretty frustrated, but yeah. I want to see them keep... Yeah, exactly. Right? And I want to see them keep getting... The Sabres have to keep doing the little things right. They have to keep getting sticks in lanes. They have to back check. They have to finish checks. Just, it's a chance to play more aggressive hockey. You don't have to play on the back foot anymore. So, just have good attention to detail. Be physical. If Ottawa feels they're going to lose this game, probably they're going to come at us physically, so we have to stand up for that, stand up to that. Protect your goalie. All of those things. But don't go into a shell, and don't stop skating. And don't take penalties, because penalties are the way they'll get Ottawa back in this game. We do have 2 days off, so they are going to be able to recover, but we just don't want to let them back in. Penalties are the way they get back in. So we don't want to give them an easy lane back into this game. And certainly the first 5 minutes, we have to shut them down. You give a goal in the first 5 minutes, it's game on. I mean, we've been here before with Buffalo, right? We've seen this a lot. There were some of those Colorado games last year. They had 3-goal leads. They blew them. We have seen Buffalo lose these games in the past. So. But you'd like to think that this is where all the stuff that we have done in the offseason, all the commitment to defense, bringing in these veteran, hard-nosed forwards, not so much veteran, but at least hard-nosed forwards. This is where it needs to pay off. That commitment to defense has to pay off at this point. That commitment to being harder to play against, this is where it comes in. When you get the lead, you got to hold the lead. And it's not an easy thing to do, but it's also the first time we've really had a lead this year. So we actually have no idea how this team's going to play with a lead. So far, it's looked pretty good. But now they've had a period to sit on it, think about it, and so we'll see how they come out when this third period starts. But I do just like how it was the Sabres felt really aggrieved by that goal. And then they had that slashing call on Tuck, and I think the anger is what has pulled them out of this little funk they've been in. I think they just got so frustrated at the fact that nothing was going their way. And they just said, all right, we're going to play now. And they played. Sometimes it's easier to play when you're not thinking, you're just angry. It's easier to play then. Yeah, I think you can see on these celebrations, they are. There is a lot of stress that was pent up. Boy, look at that zone time. Ottawa has had 11 minutes and 35 seconds in the offensive zone. Buffalo is more even. They have 6 minutes and 37 seconds in the offensive. That is wild. And that's not something we can continue to repeat as well. Like this, we have to be honest here. Like, yes, we're winning 5-2, but some of this has been bounces. We've played better, yes, but there's a lot to do. There's a lot in this game that has been still not where we want it to be. All right, third period is underway here. Ottawa immediately brings it into the zone. They have it at the point. Goes wide of the goal. Come on, Buffalo. Let's get some control here. So down low, Byron battling with some Senators. There's 3 Senators all down low. Byron battled all 3 of them and forced them to play the puck back to the point. They could not get anything clean set up. There's a deflection. They score. Shot came in from the point. It was deflected, got past Lyon, and the one thing we couldn't do was give up an easy early goal, and that's the one thing we did, and now we have a hockey game. And I don't like, we gave up the zone time immediately. And we just got out of position. And I mean, he's all alone because Dahlin had fallen down behind the net. And there's nobody there. It's the cleanest place in front of the goal you could ever be. Like, unfortunate. And now it's 5-3 and we have a hockey game again. So Buffalo, yeah, do not go back now. Do not go back on your heels. Too much. And they bring it into the offensive zone, and there is a stoppage. It's blown dead. 19:02 to go. Buffalo 5. I'm trying to take our goals away now. Buffalo 5, Ottawa 3. But Ottawa has made this a hockey game again. And it's going to be up to Buffalo to kind of find a way to finish this off. God, you could not give up a goal there. I'm sure Ruff is sick right now. Timmins has it, gets it up to center ice. It's immediately put back in by Ottawa. Ottawa now in. Shot, whiffs on it. Kept alive. Shot, save made. Rebound is held by Lyon. 18:42 to go, and I already am getting the feeling that if this is going to continue like this, it has the first minute and 18 seconds of this game, we're not going to get through this. The nerves are back. Puck goes behind the net. Kozak picks it up. And not able to work it out of the zone. Ottawa holds it in along the boards. They have reinforced it there. Byram and Kozak battling. Ottawa wins it free. Pressed at the point. Puck goes back down low. Ottawa willing to take it in there. Willing to hold the puck in the zone. Willing to work it around. They're very patient offensively. Now they get it to the top of the circle. Shot. It is held. Good save. Shoulder save. And then got it in his arm. Got it in his armpit and was able to hold it. 18:14 to go in the third. It's been all Ottawa coming out of the intermission. I don't know if the Sabres thought this would be easy or not, but it's not easy. Nothing is easy. Nothing is given to you at the NHL level, guys. Nothing. Shane Pinto was the goal scorer on the Ottawa first goal. That means it is his fifth goal of the year. He has scored. I don't think anybody saw that scoring pace coming from Pinto of all people. So Ottawa still has the puck in the zone. They've had the puck in the zone the whole period so far. 18 minutes to play. Now, this is the opposite of what we said Buffalo needed to do coming out here. Puck goes down. It's sticked And then turned over in front. They score again. Just complete and utter disorganization. Eller picks up the goal. I mean, Dahlin backed off and nobody tied him up. Like nobody, oh my God. Both Timmins and Dahlin went to the corner. Nobody picked up the guy on the other side of the ice. There was no forward. There was no defenseman. Like what happened there? Timeout by Buffalo. Yeah. I'd say it's time for a timeout. I can't do anything at this point except sigh. Game restarts. 5-4 now in favor of Buffalo, but does it feel like we're winning? Are we still having fun? I don't think so. Tuck has it. 2-on-1 opportunity here. Tuck and McLeod, left for McLeod. Shot. He scores! McLeod gets one back. And this game is wild and wonderful as Buffalo takes a 6-4 lead. What is in the water right now? Okay, well, they're making me work out over here. 6-4 now for Buffalo. And that's just, what are you doing if you're Ottawa? You let Tuck just walk in softly. McLeod, it's a very soft play to give up. Good job by McLeod to get in a good position, and that is not a good goal to give up by Mertalainen. That just got through blocker side. He might have been a little screened, but you can't give that one up, not after your team has pushed 2 goals back. I think now if you're Buffalo, you're just hoping like we get some stabilization out there. Good check there by Krebs. Like, let's get some zone time. Let's get control of this game again. So that's going to let everyone breathe a little easier. Again, it's just a team that doesn't have a lot of confidence, I think. And so when one thing goes bad, it snowballs very, very quickly. Goes out of the zone here. There's a chance again. It could be a 3-on-1. At least it's a 2-on-1. To Quinn. They score! Jack Quinn, his second of the night. And Buffalo in front 7-4 now. What is happening? Where was all this offense? You just needed to play Ottawa. That's obviously the answer to everything. Just play the Senators, and you're going to figure out a way to score goals. I can't believe they still have Mertalainen in there. It's not his fault. I mean, he's getting hung out to dry, but... And Krebs, the pass got deflected, but he didn't bottle it. He just got it somehow to Quinn, and Quinn finished it off. And we're back to a 3-goal lead. This is not how we drew up having a 3-goal lead with not even 4 minutes gone in the period. I thought it'd be a bit more traditional than what we've seen, but we'll take it. Sabres add the extra point, and they're up 7-4. With 16-16 to go. Ottawa, I mean... How do you pick up the pieces from this if you're them? Like, you got your 2 goals back. You feel like you're getting back in the game, and then your defense just absolutely loses it. But they're going to just try to keep the puck and get as much offensive zone time as they can manage as they work it around the zone. I don't think we're done for goals yet. Shot in down low, deflected in the corner. Working it around. Timmins going to try to get there, but can't do it. And then there's a quick shot deflected. and then deflected again, blocked again, and then Lyon able to hold it, save it, and get a little bit of control. Buffalo now in front 7-4 with 15:35 to go. Ottawa ahead on the shot board 30-25. Yeah, Buffalo doing a lot of good things. On that particular defensive shift, they blocked a lot of shots. They're getting bodies in front. Just had some positional breakdowns, which is how they gave up those 2 goals to start the period. But hopefully they get that fixed. Chance in front. They hit the crossbar. I believe that was the crossbar, and it did not go in. Now Buffalo, we're living dangerously. Buffalo brings it into the zone. Let's see if they can establish a little bit of something. There you go. There you go. Kozak getting his stick in there, making life difficult. That's what you got to see. That's what you got to do. Tuck not letting them get the play through center ice easily. They're back-checking well there. Forechecking, back-checking is working. They have the effort. The effort is there, and that's why you're able to hold up even when you make mistakes. Byram under a bit of fire, and he turns it over. That's not a great turnover. Krebs shields him. Ottawa working it around the zone. In front, Chance, but to a place where he couldn't make a play on it. And now, Buffalo, Timmins. Trying to work it around the zone a little bit here. Timmins down low. They're working it around the zone. Zucker throws it back. This is it. This is good. Establish the zone time. Quinn out front. Tries to get a backhand on it. Can't do it. Quick shot coming in from the top of the circle. And the Sabres cycle. 14:11 to go. Timmins back to the point. Dahlin, a shot through traffic. Rebound comes out. And they're able to keep control, or the Sabres, even though it comes out of the zone. Pretty good stuff there. Good shift. Good forecheck. Good cycling. Smart play. Buffalo stabilized this game a little bit. 13:54 to go in the game. Bryson has it. Able to flick it around. Kulik picks it up. And Sabres move it out with Owen Power. Power carries it into the zone himself. And then there's a shot. Not a shot. Thompson picks up the puck. And that puck is now up. And Ottawa has a little bit of a chance, but they have to pull up. And now they leave for the defenseman. Shot comes in, deflected by Benson. And it went up and out of play. 13:47 to go. Big response from Buffalo. Ottawa pulled the game back to 1. Buffalo extended it back out to 3. Wild period, but Sabres in front 7-4 at the first break. Too much for little old me right now. And then really, how can you not get excited now? Now, Buffalo had 2 goals coming in. They have 9 goals on the season now. So the goal average is going to look a lot better. It's going to look more reasonable. At least that will not be a glaring deficiency moving forward, it would seem. We know they're capable now. There's no excuse to not score more goals every night. Now, this is Ottawa. Now, Ottawa, what do you do if you're the Senators, man? You have now definitely given up the most goals in the league, certainly the highest average per game in the league. You're having a lot of trouble defending. I mean, can we say that there was a lot of thought that maybe having Benson back in the lineup wouldn't be that big of a difference maker, but I think it's certainly helped out a lot. He has had a presence offensively. You got to say he has the 2 assists. Doan right now has a 3 assists tonight? Yeah. Doan has the 3 assists. No, that's what I was saying. Like, when I saw it on the replay, that was really, really rough. Like, I have no idea what was happening there. I would assume it's Dahlin. I mean, Dahlin gets the green light, right? He gets to pretty much do whatever he wants and go wherever he feels is necessary. But this year, it's been just it hasn't been very good. He's not been making the right decisions. He's turned the puck over too much, and he's been out of position a lot. Here you go, chance back to the point, gets out of the zone. Yeah, for Quinn, that has to be a big confidence booster because that's actually like an actually offensive goal. The one off the glass he'll take, but it's not like it's not like he scored a goal, you know. But yeah, Dahlin needs to be cleaner, and he needs to trust his teammates a little bit more. I know it's hard when you feel your teammates are not really there or not really skating, but and also, you know, Timmins is kind of a new face, so I can understand not being wholly comfortable with his play. Good save there by Lyon as Ottawa brings it into the zone. 12:15 to play in this third period. Buffalo in front 7-4. And yeah, on the strength of a few of the guys we needed to really step up. Yeah, and I think that could be some of the issue, though. Like, he feels like he has to live up to some standard or some expectation, but, like, honestly, he doesn't need to do anything more than what he's done. What his role is on this team is more than enough. But there are other guys on this team, too. I'm sure he'll get scoring. I don't have a major issue with Dahlin's offensive play. I think it's really his defensive play that has been... and his care of the puck. Those have been the two issues this year so far. Like, the fundamental stuff has been the issue. It's not a attack Dahlin time. It's just he needs to take care of those parts of the game. Sometimes when guys can skate really well too, they think, "Oh, I can always get back." The team is just a turnover machine. If you look at last year's like possession change numbers, Johnny Mac, the team is just a turnover machine. And I think some of that is probably stylistic because it wasn't like that until Ruff got here. When Ruff got here, the turnovers just ballooned. If you look at everybody's numbers, because when I was doing the player profiles, I was like, everyone's good. And then suddenly last year, oh my God, it's everyone's minus 20, minus 30, minus 40 in the takeaway giveaway department. No, like he should be an offensive defenseman, of course. But like even as an offensive defenseman, you have to play defense. And you can't just be, if you're Dahlin and you're the captain, you can't just be an offensive defenseman. You have to be able to do everything because the team's relying on you to do everything. And the thing is also as well, like Byram is supposed to be, he's also an offensive defenseman, but he's supposed to be a little more competent defensively. Well, clearly from today's game, best defense is a good offense. That's true. I can't argue with you with the shape of this game today. That for sure. 10:35 to go. Ottawa trying to figure out how to get some offense, more offense of their own. Probably thinking, well, even if we get some offense, our defense is just going to cough it up. But it starts with getting offense if you're Ottawa. They try to work it around the zone. It just pinballs back out to center. As we are about halfway done here in the third period. 10 minutes to play. Benson tying it up in the corner. Kulik is there as well with Thompson. Has Yuri Kulik ended up back on the top line? Is that a thing that is a thing that has happened? Shot comes in, save was made. Yuri Kulik has played literally everywhere tonight. He started on the fourth line, he was on the third line at one point, now he's on the top. Sorry, that's McLeod. I'm sorry. But now he's playing on the top group. It's just wild. That's what the Sabres are. One big offense. That's what the Sabres are. Mick, I like that. We have no idea when UPL's coming back. UPL just started skating yesterday. So there is, in the press conference, Ruff said they might look at giving him rehab assignment games. So he might get a rehab start down in Rochester. I would assume that's where they do it. And then might be one or two. He has only played 20 minutes this year, so I can understand the need. But also, if Lyon's playing well, you're not going to just take him out. So, but it's not going to be right away. I think we're probably still looking at a few weeks. Maybe end of the month would be my guess. But they haven't said anything to that effect. That's just my theory. Could be early November. You really don't want to rush him back. I think he's at a high risk for re-injury. So, yeah, Wayne, that's true. Thompson, he's truly without a shot on goal tonight. Is that? He's also -3 tonight. He has 4 hits, though. Yeah, he's without a shot, and he's -3 tonight, Tage Thompson. But what this should tell us is that the Sabres don't need Tage Thompson, necessarily, to be the guy every night. Other guys can step up and get it done. Tuck can get it done. Apparently, Quinn can get it done, too, if he's properly supported. Zucker can get it done as a secondary scorer. Doan can provide offense. Doan has 3 assists tonight. This is a really encouraging game because the guys who are doing it are not entirely the top guys. They're the secondary guys who are getting it done tonight. And that is music to my ears. But I think if Thompson continues to play the way he's played the first 4 games, I think you move him down. I know you don't want to disrupt any more line combinations than you've already done, but you got to send a message to him as well, that your demeanor hasn't been good enough, your energy hasn't been good enough, and the results haven't been good enough. Imagine this, the power play is 3-on-3, is 3 for 3 without a Tage Thompson shot. So maybe the problem is we're forcing the puck to him a little too much. I think for the most part, and this is something I've noticed, Zach Benson is here. Zach Benson is playing tonight. Zach Benson's had a couple assists, and he had a nice keep in. That started one of those power plays. I think he has 2 assists. Yeah, Benson has a pair of assists tonight. And overall, he's been a good presence going down low and he's really done a good job getting sticks on pucks, I think. That's been the best thing tonight. Yeah, top line right now is Benson, Kulik, and Thompson. The only real knocks you can have on Benson are that he's too small and that his skating isn't always the best, but the effort is always there. I mean, the effort, the energy, the exuberance is always there. You want guys like that. Even if they're not always going to be the best player on the ice, you need that. Because on nights when you don't have it, they'll bring it. Second line out there now, Byram Timmins at the defensive pairing, Doan, McLeod, and Tuck. I think, without a doubt, you have to say they have been the best group tonight. But there have been a lot of good groups, but this group has been really well. They obviously took the message, and they have responded. Doan ties his man up in the corner, takes him to the ground, and the Sabres are able to work it out of the zone. That's just effort right there. McLeod tries to get up to Tuck, and that's not a bad play. Even though Tuck couldn't handle it, he was able to find the puck and send it into the zone. 7:18 to go. Ottawa needs 3 goals to send this to overtime. Lyon with a glove save on a Cousin shot. I've been in love with Doan since the first preseason game basically that he played. I've been on Team Doan ever since I did this player profile video because I saw his play in Arizona. I'm like, oh, and Utah. I'm like, oh yeah, this is a guy that you want to have on your team. And he's a professional, and he knows how to be a professional. As there's a shot in, good save by Lyon, rebound, but they can't clear the zone. Ottawa really, really pressing now for a goal to get this to a 2-goal game. Shot, Lyon got a pad on it. It went wide of the goal. Ottawa able to redirect it and cycle it back around. They're in the high circle right now as Krebs battles with it, and they're able to get it out of the zone. Good work by Quinn and Krebs to get it out of the zone. Zucker goes flying. He lost his edge, kind of went flying forward there, not able to maintain possession. But Krebs able to get in on the back check and force Ottawa to send it down low. Dahlin holds it, and he just rings it out. And Ottawa takes possession, kind of a giveaway there. Ottawa trying to set up the offense. Benson and the top line back out there now with Kulich and Thompson. Benson, good diving play to force that puck back down into the zone. And Ottawa working it out. 5:50 to go. A little bit of a tie up there. Goes back to center. This is it. I mean, Sabres are finally starting to play in the neutral zone, starting to contest pucks in the neutral zone. And this is the style you want. Puck goes back. Ottawa has to regroup in their own end, and they work it out to center ice. The entries are not as easy for Ottawa as they were early in the game. Early in the game, Ottawa would just pick up the puck in the neutral zone and bring it into the zone easily. But Buffalo's made it much harder than it has been. Tuck able to stick the puck into the offensive zone. Shot comes down low, goes wide of the goal. And with 5 minutes to play, Ottawa brings it in. Lyon going to hold it and try to stick it to Timmins. And we're exactly 5 minutes to play. Ottawa has pulled their goalie. They have an empty net. Is that correct? That is correct. Tuck holding it up at center ice, and I guess this is a strategy. 5 minutes to play. Go six on 5. Can't say I've seen it too much before. Quinn sticks it towards the goal. Be nice to see him if he could get it in, or if Zucker could get it in, we'd have a hat trick on our hands. Ottawa holds the puck into the zone. Tie up there. They get it to Beck Mallenstein. Mallenstein chips it up. Kozak able to stick it. They're going to take it in behind the net here. Sabres are not going to send another guy in, obviously, because you'd get hit there on the rush. 4:20. The clock has actually stopped on the score bug, so I have no idea how much time is left. Now they're running it. Score bug has had all kinds of problems tonight. 4 minutes to play. Ottawa has the puck in the zone, and they leave it. They have a lot of traffic in front. If they decide to shoot it, they do. Rebound doesn't go. Now in the circle, they stick it to the corner to the Sabres. Dahlin has it tied up there, and Kozak is able to... Oh, he gets taken down. Ottawa holding it in the zone. 3:40 to go. Timmins, they're able to get on the puck and chip it out to center. 3:33 to go. Net is still empty. Benson out there. Now there's a turnover. And Benson going to have it. Benson has a chance. They get it over to Thompson. Thompson makes everybody miss. Does a little dance. Leaves it. It's blocked. And there it goes in the goal. Is that Yuri Kulich who finished it off? I believe it is. 8-4. Buffalo in front. And hey, good for Yuri Kulich, the man who has been jerked around so much in the last 24 hours. Put on the 5th line in practice, then put on the 4th line to start this game. He finishes the game on the top line, scoring an empty net goal. Good for him. Good for Yuri Kulich. If it couldn't be a hat trick, that is about the next best thing that could have come as far as an empty net. So good for him. Sabres in front 8-4. And now all that matters is let's get this clock run down and let's enjoy our first win of the season. Monkey is off the back a little bit. So the death of the Buffalo Sabres season, the death of the season has been exaggerated. We are still here, at least for potentially another couple of games. Honestly, if you look at the teams in this division right now, I would be much more worried if I were an Ottawa fan than if I were a Sabres fan. Ottawa has some serious defensive issues. Their offense looks fine, but some defensive problems do still exist. Yeah, I think for everyone in this organization, this is going to be a big, big relief for everyone. Shot down low here. Timmins has it. Escorted out. 2:19 to go. I think they can breathe. I think everybody involved in this organization can finally take a breath. And hopefully now we can kind of restart the season. Like I feel like our true opening night now is going to be against Florida on Saturday. Like the way we started with the injuries and the weird stuff that was going on with like Benson's face exploding and all kinds of issues, like that's behind us now. We have a team that's getting healthier. Greenway is skating. UPL is skating. Kesselring, by all accounts, is doing pretty well in his recovery, but he's still not skating, and it will still be a while until he can skate. Samuelson is still day-to-day. I haven't heard any more about him other than that he's not playing at the moment. There are bodies that are coming back. So if the Sabres can perform well this next week and get back into kind of a 500 position, and we get some of these guys back, I mean, we can still finish this month in a good position. Obviously, there's still a lot of problems, but how can you not be positive with where we're at right now from this game? Obviously, we're 1-3 if we win, if we hold on, which we should. We'll have 2 points. There's a lot of negatives still that exist, but this game's a shot in the arm, I hope. And all it took was frustration from a goal and a slashing penalty called on Tuck. I mean, if you would have told me when we went down 5-on-3 from that slash, when they were down 2-1, about halfway through the second, that this would be the result of this game, I would have laughed in your face. But they earned it tonight. Better effort. A lot of secondary scoring. It's what you want to see. Detroit beat Florida tonight 4-1 as well. So that's going to put the Red Wings now at 3-1. That's going to put the Red Wings now up there in perhaps a bit better position. They have won 3 in a row, so they'll be 3-1. Everyone at the top of this division has 6 points right now, but nobody has more than 6 points. Yeah, consistency. If we come out against Florida and we play a competitive game and we can maybe get a point out of it, even if we don't win, that's good because that's trending in the right direction. If we come out flat, lose 3-1, 4-0, like we did the first couple games, then it's going to be a problem. But what this does is it stops the bleeding and it gives us an opportunity to reset the season. Obviously, we're still 2 below 500, but the conversation around the team will be different. The energy around the team will be different. And we have 2 days, we can reset. And if we win that game against Florida, I think we have a door open to us to go on a bit of a run and really, really reset the season. But it feels good, man. The media, everyone, we're dead. They're laughing at us. They say, oh boy, how many games are the Sabres going to lose? They're going to lose 14 games in a row again? They're going to start 0-14? Is this going to be the worst team ever? I think we sent a little bit of a message tonight. So glad to see they responded when Ottawa came back. I thought when Ottawa scored the first 2 at the start of this period, it was going to be rough, but nah. Held on. Minute 13 to go. Tuck picks it up in his own zone. It goes out to center. Ottawa has it. We're almost to the end here. Almost home. 1 minute to play. Power picks it up. They get it up ice. Just Doan dumps it in. That was a good dump. Just going to take some time. The Scorebug's clock has stopped again. So it stopped at 48.2 seconds. Having all kinds of trouble with the Scorebug tonight. They must have the interns on it tonight. Hey, George. Yes, for sure. Let's go Sabres. Yeah, I think so too. I definitely think if we can come out and we can beat Florida, then that'll be a full reset. Aegis, that's good. That's good perspective to put in there as we count this game down. And they're going to run the clock, and that's going to do it. Buffalo Sabres winners 8-4, first game of the year. Very, very good. Nice win. But Aegis, you do bring up a good point. This should have been from game 1. This should not have taken 4 games to get going. And it shouldn't have taken all the wake-up calls that had to happen. So, yeah, Panthers are struggling a little bit. We have a shot. So, hey, Buffalo won. We won. We did not start 0-4 for the first time in franchise history. We got a win. Hey, George, thank you. Thank you very much for the subscription as well. That's very much appreciated. So, everyone, I want to say thank you all so much for coming and joining the stream tonight. We survived the first 4 games without a total disaster. We got a win, and now it's up to the Sabres. Where do they go from here? Right? That's where we gotta look. But let's enjoy this, right? We haven't had much to cheer about this year. Let's enjoy this win tonight and move forward with it. So, thank you, everyone. Luke, thank you very much. Mossy, we won. Finally. Brian, thank you very much. Everyone, thank you for the kind words. I've enjoyed hanging out with all of you. I'm trying to get better a little bit. Aegis, thank you very much. My commentary, I still got to get better with the commentary, but I'm working on it. Is new to me a little bit. So, but I really appreciate all y'all coming in. I think this was the most people we've had in at any one time on the stream. I will be taking a little bit of a... We won't be streaming again for a little while. I have, unfortunately, real life commitments and things happening. The next stream is going to be the second Toronto game. So that'll be the Saturday night Toronto game. That'll be the next stream. I believe that's the 25th. So, of course, during all that time, I'll have the highlights, the recaps, game previews. You can comment. I try to be as active as I can commenting on my videos. So if you have thoughts about the Sabres you want me to see or you want everyone to see, please go ahead and leave a comment on my videos. I try to respond to everything. So thank you all so much for joining. This was a lot of fun. I appreciate each and every one of you that came into the stream tonight, who commented, who watched with me. We won. Sabres have a win. We got 2 points. Let's go get 2 more against Florida. So thank you all so much for coming in. Love you guys. We'll see y'all on the 25th. Stay tuned for the videos on the channel. And as always, go Sabres. See ya. Bye-bye.